Un. Cette lecture rassemble deux poètes qui ont cette particularité de ne pas être que poètes, mais précisément de travailler dans des champs extrêmement variés, et notamment la chanson Jody POU. Je ne devrais rien dire et lui laisser la place. Jody POU.
Voilà, bonsoir. Donc je vais lire un texte qui est tout nouveau, que j'ai fini en novembre. Voilà, il n'y a rien d'autre à dire, je vais le lire. Ok, here we go. Ça s'appelle I Thought J'irais in Bloom. Et ça commence avec le mot oui, W-E, nous. Il y a deux options. One, entre my invisible friend et moi. Two, between me et la marine royale au complet, j'écris l'extase en marbre. Elle est percée par la flèche d'une sorte de chérubin. On est à Rome. Dehors, il y a des voitures. Il y a la lumière. J'écris qu'elle est en extase. J'écris qu'on la regarde en extase, qu'elle est une sainte. Et elle s'est proclamée en extase. Chérubin ecstasy, ce chérubin aux yeux de diable. Et la main baroque, la main levée légèrement, well-rounded comme il faut, tenant une flèche, mais lasse, relaxed this cherub. Et les yeux rendering the moment of on extase. And the men in the peanut gallery, là-bas, qui commentent la sainte en extase tout en détournant le regard. La sainte dans sa chambre intime, avec son cupidon diable en extase. Ce chérubin à la main lasse, tenant une flèche assez fortement pour qu'il puisse percer le ou, lasciatemi. De cette femme en extase devant nous tous, intimement percée par son cupidon diable devant nous. Et la lumière. J'écris qu'il y a de la lumière en fer, de la lumière en or, bronze, de la lumière froide donc, gilded bronze shafts of light, et la lumière de Rome au-dessus sipping in warm Rome on this holy show, et la lumière that costs a coin and for which we hear the click, and like in an X-ray room the hum of a machine in this light, refroidi bathing cette scène, illuminant cette scène intime for which I paid 50 centimes, dans cette église sombre dans la lumière de Rome, avec 3 lumières au total pour nous, yes, baseball bat to the head, that this is God watching you. This is Cupidon piercing you. This is ange, this is extase. Sainte en extase for 50 cents, où dehors il y a de la lumière everywhere, et des gens qui marchent, tête penchée, pensant aux apéritifs, aux courses, au cinéma, le foot, le sexe. Once les jeux et sang sur sable, then them, now me, à Rome. The Peanut Gallery parle, lit dans cette église, commente et constate. And of course that one who somehow knows what's happening, figé dans ses mouvements and alive in this moment arrêté, malgré his marble soie, bearded et caché derrière le mur, as if she might stop if she sees him see her. This particular peanut and me and my coin waiting to illuminate us, ces peanuts in la poussière, et les années de cette femme en extase devant nous en poussière, des siècles de nous et nos yeux en sainte en extase, avec son cupidon diable au regard terriblement excitant pour de la pierre. Et ce sourire so bad, ce chérubin, ange, jeune ange, teen ange, ce sourire, do it to me one more time, bienveillant diable, bait in light, va. Sainte. Et les mains lasses de cette sainte en extase, cette flèche dans cette sainte, mains lasses, tête en arrière, en extase, en douleur, plaisir, un grognement audible pour The Peanut Gallery et ses hanches sous sa robe, et elle qui voulait partager cela, qui l'a écrit. J'écris son extase des siècles et les cacahuètes qui sont témoins sans regarder directement, except the one, témoin au regard fuyant, blind witnesses, pour ces siècles de cacahuètes et de saintes, de nous, des rayons et la lumière, les lumières, la poussière des siècles de lumière, enlightenment, et de pierre et de bronze, gilded bronze. Témoin d'extase sur sable, en pierre, or concrete, de douleur en plaisir, in plain, in pleasure. J'écris pierre, témoin d'extase et de lumière et de pénétration, des mains lasses et des hanches et un ange teen ange cupidon, sort of diable thingy, avec un sourire pour pénétrer, pour extasier, pour infliger la douleur, pleasure, pour témoigner à travers des siècles d'extase. J'écris ici que le marbre de sainte est ici bas et là depuis des siècles, et main et le bleu du marbre, la rose, le rose, faint pink, a cold lumière, a cold pierre, a cold pain en extase for centuries, dust accumulation and ecstasy, et nous et eux témoins de dust on dust, judges expanding, témoins en expansion on this earth thingy, witnessing saints and peanuts, coin in hand, ready to light her, to spy, en dépliant pour mieux comprendre cette chose that's called extase, expanding, extending witnesses to this intimate saintly penetration between woman and her angel, nearer to God than thee, expanding ever more than she, nearer to God than us, extending ever more than you, who can only witness this, that, with no name. Do it to me one more time. Once is never enough with a man like you. Awaiting signification. Saint, in dense physical marble, extending over centuries of pain, of pleasure in stone, in cold, baroque stone. J'ai lu qu'à Londres, in 1887, un homme s'est plaint que le rouge profond de ses boîtes avait viré à une sorte de rose blanchâtre. La mention of these two mots ensemble, l'ensemble of the words pinky and white, blanc rosé ou rose laiteux, or whitish pink, pale pinkish white, rosé, milky pink, white like rose in a quick search, vite 6 fois sur 10, vite now, makes reference to a bunch of chrysanthemums. A group of chrysanthemums, to groups de chrysanthèmes, à un ensemble. A rose is a chrysanthemum. I thought j'irais in bloom. Les mains qui tombent à ses côtés, la tête en arrière pour traduire earthly pleasurable douleur, ripping ses entrailles dont elle, la sainte, dit qu'elles sont tombées en dehors de son corps. Lips parted in ecstasy, eyelids half closed, voluptuous but saintly extase, dont l'Église précise qu'elle est au-delà d'any earthly, explainable, understandable, rational, real, véritable, verifiable, logical, a posteriori, analytique, convaincante, methodological, based on gathering empirical, observable, measurable evidence, reason, but due to quelque chose que nous ne pouvons pas comprendre, qui est au-delà, qui doit quand même être understood by des cacahuètes. Cette femme, cette tête en arrière, avec lèvres parted, perhaps whispering « Ah, ah », et qui un soir est visitée par un ange de forme masculine qui la pénètre avec « Get this, a flaming arrow ». Dans son cœur et ses entrailles, cette femme, cette saint woman who believed that woman had a greater capacity to love God, dont l'Église rapporte dans son encyclopédie qu'elle possédait le don de pouvoir analyser pour expliquer le phénomène clairement. This phénomène pas clair, et dans cette même Église nous dit qu'il est tel parce que son nom, mais que l'on doit cependant nommer pour pouvoir en parler, mais qui n'est cependant pas nommable, qui est donc indicible, yes, disons-le, disons innommable, et qui n'est pas sujet to measurable evidence, not subject to specific principles of reasoning, et qui est donc innommable. This Elle, subjecting herself to the innommable, lasciatemi morire, to the invisible, chaste but pénétrée Teresa, not witch this time, but saint. Vessel, but vide. This she, woman, saint thingy, subjecting herself to the innommable, wishing to die for it. I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away for l'invisible, Par plaisir, to die of cette chose without a name that will be named pour ce nous who've no right to name, since nom has no place dans ce cas son nom selon the eux. This thing qui par nécessité still doit avoir a word applied to it pour que l'on puisse y avoir accès et pouvoir en parler, so that access is possible mais pas accès sans limite, so that you might penetrate l'extase with a noun sans trop la définir, cette chose totalement indéfinissable par définition, d'où le fait que cette chose est sans nom, sans définition, et donc mystique. Ce plaisir/douleur, cette chose innommable que l'Église nomme par nécessité, nommée by necessity, named by necessity, nommé named, nommé by necessity, nommé by necessity, named by necessity, nommé named, transverberation, transverbération, percer, to pierce. Il a été mis en évidence par la NASA que les chrysanthèmes réduisent significativement la pollution d'intérieur. On July 4th, 1583, one Father Gratian cut off Teresa's left hand. He kept one finger and wore it around his neck until the day he died. In 1585, le Père Jérôme Gratien cut off what remained of her left arm. In 1586, son cœur, son bras droit, son pied gauche, un peu de sa mâchoire, un bout de chair. A group. Un ensemble, parfois nommé necessarily and collected. Darwin. Je considère le terme d'espèce comme un nom donné arbitrairement pour des raisons de commodité à une série d'individus se ressemblant étroitement, et il ne diffère pas essentiellement du terme de variété qui est donné à des formes moins distinctes et plus fluctuantes. Le terme de variété à son tour, par rapport à de simples différences individuelles, est aussi appliqué arbitrairement pour de simples raisons de commodité. The Chinese know the chrysanthemum as juhua. Its meaning is gathering together. Dans la Chine ancienne, on considérait que le chrysanthème avait conquis l'âme du ciel et de la terre de par sa résistance au vent violent de l'automne. Chrysanthemums are invariably asymmetric, askew, aslant. I thought je serais multiplié. D.H. Lawrence. D.H. Dark horse, deciduous homeland forest, deceitful hegemony, dreaming horsehair, Dorchester whore, Doolittle Henry, dashed hopes, adoring husband, dastardly heureux, decidedly honorable, delightfully humble, deceptive homing device, dolefully hopeless, décidément honnête, devenir hedgehog, doute d'habitude, dérivation historique, dutifully hilarious, disgustingly hoarded, distractedly helpless, dirty et hirsute, digression horrible? No. The much more boring David Herbert often uses chrysanthemums to illustrate l'élan subjectif in conflict with objective reality dans la vie des personnages strummed up dans sa tête, dans la tête de David Herbert Lawrence. Things like « Ma vie est votre mort »,« Ta mort est ma vie »,« Notre vie but not mine »,« My subjective experience of your objective death »,« Mon expérience subjective de ton idée subjective of my subjective feelings of attempting objectivity à propos du désir ». Mon expérience subjective of their subjective sentiment of nos précédentes subjective feelings about notre decidedly objective desire and very present if not immediate death. Cette sorte de choses, through chrysanthemums, pinky white, ou autre. Carefully she clipped the grass from the grave and arranged the pinky white chrysanthemums in the tin cross. The horse dealer's daughter, David Herbert Lawrence. When I was about 25, I declaimed and gestured with a woman named Sophie. Sophie was gracieuse, grande, and beautiful. Sophie m'a appris l'importance du déséquilibre on the Baroque stage. Hip out, fingers relaxed, mais tournées in a precise manner pour les séparer as one. Graceful, each askew, jamais aggressif, souple, élégant, never accusing. until of course indicating Dieu, un tueur or an ungrateful lover. Contrapposto. Sophie taught us that in order to do these things, il faut d'abord stretch and exercise. We exercised our eyes. On est baroque. You are derrière le roi, his sire, mon seigneur. Me, subject, me/you. And there's an orange girl over there et une courtisane sous là-bas, là. Et tu es face à la scène. Il fait froid, or it's impossibly hot, and god damn this dress or gathered collar or wig or poudre or underbodice, stomach or tights bouffante. We are baroque. Note that there is a chandelier au-dessus de ta tête, dripping wax. Another over there, et encore un autre. Candles, candles everywhere. You are the she ou il en scène. You must alors exercer tes yeux. With no spotlight pour briller on your beautiful you, il faut rendre tes expressions visibles. Tes to your character's pleading âme, who is the they in front of you, si précieux, the they, this they, especially that they over there, the gilded god people. Fabriquons des nouveaux paradigms of pouvoir and majesty, represented sur cette scène in allegories and metaphors à gogo, et les sous-entendus heard below, under tables où, with orange girls' jambes splayed, et les étranges odeurs baroques. And so you must make them visible in candlelight, these eyes, which means that you must show your audience tout sur votre visage, ici shrouded in shadow. Your eyes must be très grands. And in order to indicate your fellow characters, Alcina, Armide, Medea, Aeneas, Poppaea, Momus, il faut les regarder avec l'iris, not your head. Et les blancs must be visibles, ou bien personne ne verra ta douleur, joie, gloire, honte, plaisir. You must donc exercise your eyes pour ce faire without pain. This exercise consists of opening them uncomfortably wide and looking aussi loin as you can à gauche en haut, looking right en bas, looking right en haut, looking left en bas, looking up and down, looking left and right, looking down and up, looking left, right, double time, left, right, up, down, insert arias récitatifs, down, up, et des séries de celles-là all in rythme parce que tout ce que vous allez faire in Baroque opera must be precise and decided et contrôlé et en rythme, mais visiblement relaxed. And when tu parles, you tense up ever so doucement, your ever-relaxed Baroque main se lève, its ever-relaxed Baroque index-toi en rythme, and it says par lui-même, I am going to speak. And you are going to witness, while ropes and pulleys hissent un dieu, un ange, un démon, et la folie tombe du ciel. Et le roi, là, devant, gros, fatigué, waiting to see what he/you will be, attendant de voir ton lui. And when you say, I was a rock, we witness you d'abord par ta main, and then by your eyes, parce que vous dites, je vais parler, et vous allez témoigner de mon histoire, de ma souffrance. So that when you offer, così ad un tempo istesso voglio, non voglio, bramo, pavento, e sempre accoglio maggior tormento, pena, furia. E solo intendo al fine che li stesso martyre l'anima mia. Tu montres avec grâce cette infinite douleur, et tes yeux disent, écoutez-moi, objet, je suis vous, sujet. So that as you carry on your never-ending bataille contre l'absurdité, sparing neither mortals ni Dieu, you might show l'influence de Bacchus sur nos weary eyelids, pour mieux raconter notre histoire. To better tell our story, his histoire is the nous, the they, the non-gilded, the multiple me, the multiple nous. Pour que quand tu chantes, O cruel fate, O troubled world, O brutal lover, O cold heart, O great sadness, O horrid pain, O aching soul, O torturous night, O magnificent tyrannous death, O hideous righteous anguish, O appallingly abominable ruthless agony, plaguing torment, dreadful tribulation, and inexorable calamity that is love, qu'est la vie, that is your life, qu'est sa vie, the gilded God person, and the object of us as subjects, we're subjects. This gilded one will see the whites of your eyes. Louis XIV avait des problèmes de dents. Les dents de Louis XIV étaient dans un tel état de decay that his mistresses couldn't be with him unless they were holding a handkerchief parfumé devant leur nez. The list of his ailments in life were troubles gastriques et dysenterie, tumeurs, blénorragie, vapeur et douleurs dorsales fréquentes, langueur et fièvre variées, maux de dents. En 1685, toute sa dentition supérieure côté gauche est arrachée, avec le voile du palais qui sera cautérisé plusieurs fois aux pointes de feu. Les liquides lui ressortent parfois par le nez. Fistule anale, ennui urinaire, la goutte. The names of his 16 mistresses were Louise Françoise, Françoise Athénaïs, Bonne, Françoise, Marie, Olympe, Lucie, Marie-Élisabeth, Anne-Julie, Mademoiselle de Thiange, Lydie, Marie-Angélique, Henriette, Claude, Anne-Lucie, Catherine Charlotte de Gramont, Princesse de Monaco. In 1887, while a man in London was complaining that his red boxes were turning pinky white like a bunch of chrysanthemums, Pierre Loti wrote Madame Chrysanthème. Je l'ai prise pour me distraire, et j'aimerais mieux lui voir une de ces insignifiantes petites figures sans souci, comme en ont les autres. His name was Julien Viau. Malgré elle, et gênée devant ses chrysanthèmes, Elisa dit, every pointed star gets driven into your body. It's like that. Hot and sharp and lovely. The Chrysanthemums. John Steinbeck. Ludwig Wittgenstein, Philosophical Investigations. A is building with building stones. There are blocks, pillars, slabs, and beams. B has to pass the stones in the order in which A needs them. For this purpose, they use a language consisting of the words block, pillar, slab, and beam. A calls them out. B brings the stone which he has learned to bring at such and such a call. I read that in London in 1887, a member of the general public s'est plaint que ses boîtes d'un rouge profond et généreux had turned a pinky white like David Herbert's chrysanthemums. Before the red boxes had been red, they were green. Mais les gens ne cessaient de les percuter avec des camions, motor cars, and lorries, as they say over there, nos cousins, the red-coated, parce qu'elles étaient invisibles. Les boîtes vertes peintes en rouge, and which later turned pinky white like chrysanthemums, had to be seen. I thought I'd go. I thought j'irais in bloom, even in performance and scattered. I thought we'd go in bloom. Darwin. Je considère le terme d'espèce comme un nom donné arbitrairement, pour des raisons de commodité à une série d'individus se ressemblant étroitement, et il ne diffère pas essentiellement du terme de variété, qui est donné à des formes moins distinctes et plus fluctuantes. Le terme de variété, à son tour, par rapport à de simples différences individuelles, est aussi appliqué arbitrairement pour de simples raisons de commodité. The current definition of the word species, a group of interbreeding organisms. La définition actuelle du mot espèce, un groupe d'organismes doués d'interfécondité. Every Monday, pendant un an, I exercised my eyes, my wrists, to better tell a story, to better tell their story, to better tell his story. Mine, ours, allowing more gods to be heard, indeed performing them, pour mieux les chanter, pour mieux montrer mon tourment multiplié et donner une voix lisse aux dieux, and to the gilded corpse en représentation. Le nôtre, le sien, the us, and mine, massed multiplicity, so messy. Messy, massed multiplicity, plié and performing, shattered and strewn, elle, eux, they, me, you, il, lui, Louis, olé.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Jody. It was lovely reading. So I'm going to read some excerpts from a new book I have coming out this year called Rhyme Scheme. And I bootlegged my own book. Bootleg, does that translate here? So if you would like to get some bootleg copies, they are available for sale if you want. I'm a little bit nervous always when I read, but I'm a little bit more nervous when I don't know the language as well, or am not as, I hope you'll forgive me if things aren't less clear than they usually are. This reading will be in two parts. The first part will be page-based poems, and the second part will be sound-based poems. The sound-based poems are improvised, and I don't know how long they will take. When I was putting it together, I haven't written a poetry manuscript in many years, or put one out, I should say. I realized there was a lot of very difficult, painful memories. So it's not exactly a happy book, oddly. This first one is about being born. It's called Preemie, Baby Girl Morris, 2 pounds, 0 ounces. Based on a true story. I was born in death, in prayer. Angels, Egun, and Mother huddled over the glass box. Rubber ceiling circles, plastic hands, smooth comfort, wither skin. I prissily eat this air, my coating color of an artificial sun, already bored with repetitious day, asks me, what is night like? We need to be reminded, so brief was our stay. Remember warm though, a deep brown aerodynamic gas, white light blazes through a glaze of unready lids. Their rays promises multi-hues, shapes, and shades. Just who is who here? Teeny tubes tie me to fists, and little nails extend, curl. The globes, pustules, bubbles, spheres here, all the convections of heaven. For those of you old enough to know, which I don't think includes lovely Jody here, the blackout of 1977 in the United States. Before Jody was born, probably. I do this to my students too all the time. They're like, okay, we were born already. God. Blackout, 1977. Red-hued brick and siding holding porous heat. Stars blazed out adjacent to the round-top cement building, a former synagogue. We sat around eating fried food in our natural habitat, partitioned Brooklyn between Berriman and Hegeman streets. White noise of the freezer, then a rumble reached its ta-da, went down to a kitty sound, sleepy, silent. Something, applause? No, the cast iron stove's collected works. July's oven roasting. We consume the meat's enzymes in order to save them. Everything sienna off the quiet brown appliances of my recall. Cabinets sunny, disinfected yellow. Afternoon sun crisps Bronzeville outdoors. People dig out sliver ever-ready batteries from cushioned car seats, couched, commandeered from kids' Popeye Farrah Fawcett transistors set to James Brown. Hot pants. The news. Who needs the same old same? Con Ed made a forced vacation. Welcome to the club. He'd break out back with those high bills. Twisted, silent GE toasters, Moran stereos, Philips TVs parade down the street, Looney Tunes a year late, the spirit of America. We watched from the block cutting up, CeeLo hopscotch till the sunset and we couldn't see, throw. Flour-dusted chicken legs make gas-pop blue flames red. A little girl carries chinette plates to plastic white and blue weave lawn chairs. Lawnless though, play suburban. Johnny Pump sprinkling all out. Grandma going from red bone to teak, frying all day. Now my home's seasoned cast iron skillet refracts echoes. Car horn? The ram gave himself for New Year's. Mortar crackles the wall. Heroin. On the railroad side, under the overpass, besides the LIRR, on the corner, around the park, sitting below the stair rails, fly at the bottom, bells, gabardine with an insert that made it two-tone, matching stitches, a contrast of shiny pants, a ridge button on the side to pull it closed, tight, elastic gatherings, spine, an open shirt's expansive lapels look ready to depart with the keen wind. His right shirt sleeve easeful, folded above the nape of arm. There's a fresh scent there, the spot. A ballooning before welling is too much. A small stream leaks to the table's edge. A jar top, the street. Snap. Break in the concrete, your mother's back. Residue from switches, birch skin falls, finger shell in the city's leprotic air. Around the buildings, skyscraped apartment houses, between chain ringlets, the sun is small, white, relentless summer's thumbnail sketch. The suspension of fiery rubber, an orange ball, responding black tarp, wan concrete base round the park borders. The edge and the action, Vaseline kindling, we look out at the gamine, the unforgiving surface on which we stand. What's a snap? Moving our necks side to side, heads west, smile corners tucked easterly. In our cornea circles, the turned around image burns. I guess I should, in the interest of clarity, say that I grew up in a very difficult neighborhood, as you could tell, heroin, blah, blah. But this is many years later, the death of my grandmother. It's called Grandma Passing. Cabby's chipped blue detailing on the car service door. The decal in yellow letters, Art Deco font on the sticker. Windshield, side of the car's tinted glass. So blurry, everything is neon cars of a postcard snap. Cityscape, but shocking day. Quieter birds fall, chirp in trees, lean side to side, wait on branches. The next still moment I remember her white cocoon gauze like an angel somewhere between death and Mary. The morgue hadn't claimed her, but we did, me and Ma, touching. I tug a hair loose, praying for some genetic miracle, some useful halo of helixes to return her. I wasn't going to read this poem, but I got into a conversation about politics with some friends of mine, and it made me think about this poem. It's called Fall Rush, and it's I think this is the only 9/11 poem that I've actually written. fall rush. Vanilla extract spills on the floor, congeals a visceral color. Paper towel holder leans uneven, wrought iron holder counters across the space. A deflated bag of cat food on the floor. By the escape, beyond the bars, array of shipping containers moving the docks on the back of trucks into hulls of ships. The river coursing, refreshing rain. I see through smudged windows, trying to move around in my house, faster and faster, cleaning and not thinking about what all this dust is. He wants the breasts. She loves to think he's wild against the wall, her hair all back in his hands. But this is the second time he's weighed their shape in his palm, lower priorities, her successes. He likes structured lingerie, curving nipples. Everything's firm in the cup. Dystopia. A rainbowed sky is the fixed horizon among the alleyways of light. Building towers have Quasimodo humps, their spires dowsing rods. Lengthy, heavily boned people, inhalers affixed like the ornate Spanish combs of flamenco doñas, quickly tiptoe the panorama. The terra vibratos, soft petals, her spontaneity uneven, reactors balloon and deflate half-lives, degraded lungs of the world's crust at the ball's melting, melding center. Under the rubble, under the graves, the ancient dead shake such angry fists. So these next 4 poems are sound poems. I hope some of that came across in a little bit. This is like 3 words out of, sorry, I write weird. Okay. These first 2 poems are about abuse. The first one is about abuse of children, and the second one is about the abuse of women. It's about wives in particular. Okay. A little. I can't do this sitting, sorry. I can't really tell since they're improvised poems what's going to happen, so forgive me. Something's changed. Sorry. I think I'm going to walk. I think I'm going to move a little bit. I'm so sorry. Yes, I'm going to hold the mic. Yes. Oh, qué bueno. Así, puedo hablar un poquito más de mi francés. Así. ¿Qué problema me llamas? Gracias. Can you translate for me? ¿Es posible ayudarme? No, it's too late. Okay, never mind. A little. I am just a little girl and I am just a little. I am just a little girl and I am just a little. I am just a little girl and I am just a little. I am just a little girl and I am just a little. I am just a little girl and I am just a little. I am just a little girl and I am just a little. I am just a little girl and I am just a little. little, like nicer, little, like nicer, little, like nicer, just a little, It's quiet, 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 it's night. It's quiet at night, it's quiet at night, it's quiet, 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 it's quiet Number 2. Okay, I'm going to say something a little politically incorrect. I hope I don't offend anyone here, but I have to go there. Oh, I was going to say it in Portuguese then. Muito obrigado, gracias. I need both hands for this. The politically thing I'm going to, incorrect thing I'm going to say, just so you know what gets across the United States, is Dominique Strauss-Kahn. So even though I wrote this poem about wives getting their ass kicked, what really struck me was the comments about French women and what they have to deal with, what's socially acceptable. Maybe it's American hysteria, but it was very hurtful for me to hear what some women here have to go through. That reminds me of what women in the US have to go through. Okay, this is called The Missus Gets Her Ass Kicked. It's based on a Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers tune. Dancing cheek to cheek. Heaven, I'm in heaven. Heaven, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly. Heaven, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly. Okay. So this next poem used to be about something else too. It used to be about, who's been to New York? So maybe they have them here too, the magazines that they have with like the half-naked black ladies on them. You know, like almost look, but you guys have a lot of half-naked ladies selling lingerie, so, okay. So anyway, I saw they have a lot of these half-naked black lady magazines in particular. And I got offended by it. It's like, man, selling black ladies' bodies. When do I remember something like that coming up in American society? But now I think this poem is about Michelle Obama. You know the way they talk about Michelle Obama? They don't talk about anybody, any other first lady, like they ever talked about Michelle Obama. So now this poem, for now, is about Michelle Obama. It's called From Slave Show to Video, also known as Black and Beautiful. Ain't she beautiful? She too black. Ain't she beautiful? She too black. Ain't she beautiful? She too black. Ain't she can't be beautiful and be black. She ain't be, is she? Ain't she can't be, is she? Ain't she can't be. She too she too cheap. She too she too cheap. She too she too cheap. Ain't she beautiful and too black? She can't be, is she? Ain't she can't be. She can't be, is she? Ain't she can't be, is she can't be and be beautiful and be black. She beautiful and she black. She beautiful, black and beautiful. What she black, she beautiful. What is black and what she beautiful and she black, she beautiful. She black, but what she beautiful, that butt be black. That butt is beautiful, black. That beautiful butt, that beautiful, what that beautiful. She can't be beautiful and be black. She can't be, is she? Ain't she can't that what be beautiful and be black. That she can't be, is she? Can't be, is she can't be, is she can't be, is she can't be, she can't be, is she can't be, she ain't be, she can't be, she too cheap, she could be, she too be, she too cheap, she too be, she you be, she can't be beautiful and be black. She beautiful and she black. She what that round that beautiful, but that what that down she do, and that black she what she can't be beautiful black she what? Joshua,